Hello, family. This is your friend Kenisha, and welcome to another episode of TNT Tuesday. Boom! Where we are blowing it up with revelation that's going to help us to change our lives. Remember, we're talking about transforming, and that base word is transform. And transform means to make a thorough or dramatic change in character, form, or appearance. And then we break the word transform down into an acronym, which is trans, taking real people and navigating towards success. Our form is forcing ourselves into radical metamorphosis or focusing on the right mindset. So remember, we're on this series, Thinking That Leads to Success. We are still at the early part of 2021. And yes, we have New Year's resolutions. And yes, we have all of these goals. But one thing I know is we must change our thinking in order to change our life. So last TNT Tuesday, we talked about get the ants out of your thinking. Remember, ants, they are automatic negative thoughts. And that comes from psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Amen. So our thought for today is, and our title is, Thinking Ain't Easy. We'll qualify that in just a moment. So here's our definition for thinking. Let me read it to you. It says, the process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something, or using thought or rational judgment, or some people say intelligent. So our quote for today is, misery is almost always the result of thinking. And that's by Joseph Joubert. So I think about the cartoon where Charlie Brown was in there. If you remember him from Peanuts, I loved watching them when I was a little girl. And it says that Charlie Brown was one of the saddest characters in that particular movie or that show. It says he used to always say, good grief. He was always going back and forth between negative and positive, but most times negative. How many of us can resonate with that? So we're going to go to our book, our same book, Thinking for a Change by Dr. John C. Maxwell. He is my mentor, and we'll be going from page 13. And let's see what it says. It says, every year I talk to tens of thousands of people on the subjects of leadership, teamwork, and personal growth. I found that many of them believe good thinking is so complicated that it lies beyond their reach. But in truth, it's really a very simple process. Every person, that includes you, my friend, every person has the potential to become a good thinker. And then Papa John goes on to say, I've observed that, and then 3 points. Unsuccessful people focus their thinking on survival. Average people focus their thinking on maintenance. And successful people focus their thinking on progress. So for our thought for today, thinking ain't easy. So what does that mean, ain't easy? Those of you who know me know that I do not like that word. But I'm playing a pun on the words because yes, thinking it is not easy. But if we take the I out of ain't, there are those automatic negative thoughts again. And then thinking ain't, automatic negative thoughts, they are easy. It's easy for something negative to come to our mind, right? So what are we going to do to combat that? So Dr. Daniel Amen tells us this about some of these ants. He says they're ants called labeling ants. It says that you label yourself with negative terms or even others. This type of ant thinking. I'm too fat. I'm too stupid. I'm not smart. You're dumb. I'm too old. I'm too young. Those are labeling ants. We want to get rid of those. Then we have fortune teller ants. Or fortune telling ants. You know what they do? They tell you all about your future except that nothing in your future is good. So we want to be mindful of these ants. And then we have, lastly for today, mind reader ants. Those automatic negative thoughts. They know what's on other people's mind, but it always is something negative. So be careful with those ants because thinking ain't easy, but thinking ants, they are easy. So here's my call to action for us this week. I want us to think about this. When those ants sneak into your thinking, Be sure to recognize them immediately and replace those ants with positive thoughts. You can do this, my friends. We can do this. Let's transform this world. But first, we have to transform our thinking. Hey, this is your friend Kenesha. I love you. Have a great day.